For more information, joining us, Nayel, the National Committee of Red Crescent Society Regional Delegation for the GCC countries. Good evening, Ella.
Hello, good evening.
Ella, can you please describe for us the humanitarian situation in Gaza from your teams on the ground, and in what way are you responding?
Well, thousands of people have now lived through days and nights of sirens blaring and the sound of explosions. Fear and anxiety are taking over, and no one knows what will happen next. People are trying to contact family members, particularly children or elderly, to make sure they are safe. The very act of evacuation itself is causing an added layer of distress to what the people of Gaza have been witnessing in the past few days. As power fades, the fragile heartbeat of a newborn in an incubator is threatened, or the gasping breath of an elderly patient dims. Hospitals risk becoming morgues. Families in Gaza are already having trouble accessing clean water. Can you fathom the pain of a parent handing dirty water to their child? Gaza's youth, constituting half of its population, for example, have only known confines and conflict. They need a glimpse of hope, a future to look forward to. This crisis isn't isolated. It builds, upon 16 agonizing years of movement restrictions, battering Gaza's spirit and economy. The level of humanitarian needs created by the violence requires sustained humanitarian relief. And for us to address these, the dire situation, the humanitarian situation, we're in dialogue with both Hamas and the Israeli officials to coordinate our humanitarian access and response. And our dedicated teams are in Gaza. They're on the front line, providing essential medical assistance and supplies. For example, since last weekend, we have delivered water, medicine, and other aid to people in Gaza, but it's not enough given the high level of needs. Our teams are also working closely with the Red Cross and Red Crescent movement partners, including the Palestine Red Crescent Society, to assist those who are wounded or sick and in need. But again, our teams will require pauses in the fighting to work safely and effectively. We need to be able to move inside Gaza safely. We've been in the area since 1967, and we intend to stay, and we're committed to doing everything possible to help people there.
Ella, before we conclude off here, what is the ICRC's comment regarding the evacuation order of Gaza?
By the Israeli authorities for the population of Gaza to immediately leave their homes, coupled, with a complete siege, are not compatible with international humanitarian law. When military powers order people to leave their homes, all possible measures must be taken to ensure the population has access to basic necessities like food and water, and that members of the same family are not separated. People have nowhere safe to go, and many, including the disabled, elderly, and sick, will not be able to leave their homes. So, international humanitarian law protects all civilians, including those who remain, and all possible precautions must be taken to ensure all civilians remain unharmed. And we urgently call for respect for international humanitarian law by all parties, for without it, the suffering deepens and only civilians will bear the brunt of it all.
From the National Committee of Red Crescent Society Regional Delegation for the GCC countries, thank you, Nayel.